What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today we're going to talk about Kingdom versus Kingdom. We're going to share some additional information about the layout of the Lost Kingdom, a little bit of information about who's going to be where and what you might do with that information, and we're going to put on the tinfoil hat and do some hypothesizing around what might be in Kingdom versus Kingdom. Specifically, I want to talk about what the rewards could be because I don't know, but I'm very intrigued. If you like videos where we talk about leaks and information given from the devs, you should definitely like and subscribe because we're rolling this stuff out as soon as we get it for update 18, and I hope we have the opportunity to do this in the future. We're a sponsored creator with Rise of Kingdoms, and let's get the party started. I want to talk about the layout of Kingdom versus Kingdom because it is my understanding that there will be a map of a kingdom, um, similar-ish to the layout that we have today, similar-ish, where each of the kingdoms will have a starting zone. Each of the kingdoms will have a starting zone, and there will be zones, presumably with passes, connecting you deeper and deeper in toward a center objective. Toward a center objective. Now, the connection of these spaces means that there are going to be likely points of friction with other alliances, either in your kingdom or in other kingdoms, and most likely in other kingdoms, because, like, that's what we're here for, right? That's what we're here for, right? If we want to battle our own kingdom members, we can do that on our own time. During this 3-month event, the whole point is to smash the folks in other kingdoms. So, as you expand beyond your own zone into what I would only assume is more rewarding zones, deeper and deeper into the Kingdom versus Kingdom, the Lost Kingdom zone, um, there is likely to be more areas of conflict between very powerful players and very powerful alliances. This has implications for where you put your city. This has implications for how you hold some of these objectives because, gosh, we know that holding objectives means you kill the enemies that are in the area near the objective. But there's to my understanding not actually a structure you reinforce as a part of doing that. I don't think so. Maybe there is, but I don't think there is. Which means that if you really want to pressure someone away from one of these objectives, which is going to score points, you rally their city, right? You go for their city. And to go for the city, you got to go for a pass, maybe, unless they're bold and they're in the zone wherever the objective is. You see where this is going? So I think that rallying cities could be a much bigger function in this expansion. But remember, rallying cities is really, really savage. Rallying cities is really, really savage. It's you lose a lot of troops when you rally a city. So the cities you've got to rally are the cities of the weaker players, which means the stronger players are going to really dominate the field potentially in KVK. And it makes sense that a whole bunch of big hitters are going to boom, port forward, get into the action, be in the front line. And if they've got enough troops, like their city's unrallyable, and it's going to be a battle of resources, and efficiency, I think. I think. I'm pretty eager to see how that all unfolds. Because, look, we don't have the details yet. And I think these passes, assuming that there are passes leading the way between zones, could be very, very important strategic objectives so that you can sleep well at night. And, you know, there's going to be, we've been told, a flag-like structure, not leaning on your flag limit. We don't know if it's going to use the resources that are the same ones you use for building your own alliance structures and tech. It might be, it might not be. But if it is, right, you've got to claim this territory so that you can potentially own passes, so that you can potentially own, I don't know, the area around some of these holy sites so that it's harder for an enemy to teleport there, assuming that that's how these structures even work, that there's even territory at all. I don't know. It's all very, very interesting. So the next question becomes, if you're porting in to this lost kingdom area, who will your neighbors be? Who will your neighbors be? And you could hypothesize it's the kingdom to your left and to your right. Maybe that's what it is. And by left and right, I mean, like, look, we can zoom out over here, right? Like, maybe our neighbors are 52 and 54, or sorry, 50 and 52, right? Like, maybe it's 50 and 52. Um, maybe it's 49 and 53. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. But you're going to have some neighbors, and you're like, sleeping at night seems like an important thing to be able to do. So that means probably you got to hold a pass, and probably you got to have a flag barrier, preventing someone from, in a real hurry, getting into your zone and just boom, 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 rallying the heck out of people when they go to sleep. Ugh. We don't actually know whether or not rallying players is a thing. That's just something I'm assuming. And it's worth mentioning that everything in this video is somewhat speculative and subject to change. So some of it we know, and it's subject to change. A lot of it's speculative, and I'm letting you know when I don't really know how it's going to work. So let's get really speculative for a second now about what the rewards might be, because this I think is really, really interesting. What are the rewards going to be with KVK? And theoretically, they're going to be really, really good. Besides the fact that all of the territory has higher level resource nodes, which is amazing, and that we're going to be getting, we're going to have higher level barbarians to battle and barbarian forts, which means better rewards, which seems really, really good. Um, there's some implications here. First, they could have new commanders, obtainable only through the KVK event. Be a big deal. Could be a commander that's really, really good at KVK. I feel like that perpetuates a cycle, though, that I don't love, where the winner stays the winner because they won last time. But they could have commanders, and that would be very, very reasonable. We're kind of overdue for getting new commanders at this point in some ways. I mean, I'm not representative of your average player, but folks that are on older kingdoms have got their commanders powered up a whole heck of a lot. And we gotta always have something new to aspire to and work on, right? So anyways, more commanders could be coming. I personally am saving keys just in case, but I have no information on that. The next thing they could do is they could have special materials. And those special materials could be used for special research, special building stuff, special commander enhancements, special commander gear. Like, all of that could be a thing in KVK, and we don't have any information about that at this point. All of that could be a special thing. There could also be KVK events. So, like how there's a Mighty Governor event. By the way, how's Mighty Governor going to work in KVK? Right? Like, I assume each kingdom still has its own Mighty Governor, and you're still a part of that kingdom. But now you can get your kills not by farming the farmers of your own kingdom, but you could farm the farmers of other kingdoms and the players of other kingdoms. Well, that changes the calculus. Um, there could be some cross kingdom event. I mean, geez. If so, the Mega Whales win that one. But you know what I personally am going to be doing? I'm going to be saving up my action points. That's right, my friends. I'm saving up a ton of action points. That's the thing I can show real quick, right? I'm saving these up to either help, by the way, other players in Karak ceremony. That's a thing that I do, but also um, in case we know that, by the way, like, barbarian forts and barbarians earn points. So save up your action points so that you can go crazy when you're in that environment rather than here. Besides which, you want to do it over there anyways because they're higher level. The rewards are going to be better. Save these bad boys up, okay? Save them. Save them. Do it. Anyways, I'm going to save them like crazy and then spend them like crazy. Those, my friends, are just a few of my musings about what's potentially coming in the Lost Kingdom. The structure of the map, I think, is really, really interesting. We'll all be getting a look at that hopefully sooner than later. And, as I said earlier, all of this is subject to change, but I think it's very, very exciting. Now, the hypothesizing tinfoil hat stuff that we did, I'm really intrigued to see how some of this stuff unfolds, right? Like, new commanders would be sweet. But, like, what are they going to do? What new skills and abilities could they put on these commanders? We have yet to see, my friend. There's all kinds of interesting things you could do. Like, for instance, here's a cool mechanic. What if a commander, and this would probably be, from a code standpoint, hard to execute, but, like, what if there was a disease effect? Right? Like, you damage a unit and then that spreads to other units, like a debuff. That'd be pretty sweet in KVK. What other cool abilities could they add that would be really awesome? I don't know. I'm psyched for whatever it is that they come up with. And if you want to hypothesize, put on the tinfoil hat, leave a comment down below with those thoughts. Until next time, my friends, you have fun smashing the kingdom.